Hello everyone and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Capricorn for 2024, the year of the wooden dragon. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Ace of Cups clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Great combination. In the obstacle position, we have the Two of Cups clarified by the Seven of Swords. In the advice from Spirit, we have the Devil clarified by the Knight of Swords. In the first part of 2024, we have the Moon clarified by the Ten of Swords. And in the second part of 2024, we have the Six of Wands clarified by the Six of Pentacles. So let's start from the beginning. In the past position, we have the great combination of the two aces, which means 2024 is definitely a year for you, Capricorn, that is going to be all about the amount of effort that you put in. And effort doesn't always mean like super working hard on someone else's business. Effort means putting in time and energy into expanding your consciousness, into expanding your awareness, into acquiring information and knowledge that also can help you find better ways to meditate, find better ways to address and categorize and work with your own emotions. So that also requires time and energy. It's learning how to work with energy, because energy comes in and goes out. It is supposed to move freely. When you try and kind of keep it in place, it creates emotions that are often from the shadow, the self-doubt emotion, fear-based emotions, and so on and so forth. But the Ace of Cups is a really great card to have because it's all about receiving the downloads from the source into your subconscious and then working with that to bring it to the surface, to the conscious level of you. There were definitely new feelings that were coming in as a result of the Ace of Cups, because when you experience your thoughts changing, new feelings generally come in as a result of that. So definitely the Ace of Cups brought a lot of improvement. But the Ace of Pentacles also helped with that, because the Ace of Pentacles is all about having stability, understanding what true abundance really is, what opportunities are truly kind of unique and rare, and taking advantage of those opportunities. You are an incredible sign, Capricorn, with great potential. You also developed some intuition as a result of this combination. Your intuition became stronger. You were able to experience healing and appreciate forgiveness as well, because forgiving allows you to let go. It doesn't mean you're forgetting. Forgetting is very, very different, but forgiving is when you just let it go and don't pursue, that negative experience over and over and over. You sort of let it go and stop talking about, stop thinking about it. That brings in about healing. Generally, forgetting is not advised, but forgiving very much is. And so you were able to experience incredible healing, and because you were able to experience healing, the awakening sort of came as a result of that. There's definitely going to be a lucrative opportunity in 2024 for you, Capricorn, and it is up to you to be aware of when it comes to take full advantage of it as well. It's interesting that in the obstacle position you have the Two of Cups, because definitely it tells me that something in a relationship that you have with another person has changed. There is some distance there. This relationship relationship could be a friendship. It could be like a friend that you used to spend a lot of time with and talk with, and so on. It could be a business partner, someone that you enjoyed working with, someone who really kind of inspired you with their business acumen or professionalism. And so you kind of, connected with that person and was able to really enjoy it. It could be someone in your family that you have like a relative connection with. It could be also a loved one, like a spouse or whatever. But there is some distance that we see in 2024 for you, and the best way to kind of remedy that is to communicate better. Communication is definitely key with the Two of Cups being in the obstacle position. Make sure that you're not doubting yourself as a result of that distance, because you don't want to over identify with it. You don't want to over internalize it either. So it's important to see it for what it truly is. There's clearly some sort of a sneakiness that's coming from this bond, because there's some kind of rules that were broken. There's some sort of a deception or dishonesty is happening with it. So there's some kind of an element that is being hidden, and so when it does come to light, you'll be able to see this connection for what it was. Now, the advice from Spirit is the Devil, which is definitely interesting, but the Devil's advice is, very, very important because it is a major arcana card, so it is significant. But it's important to remember with the Devil that you want to express your emotions, even if they are shadow emotions. There's kind of like two parts to you when it comes to the spiritual realm. There's the higher self, the self that is very much like super kind, compassionate, nurturing, all of that. But there's also the shadow self, which has the self-doubt, that has shame or guilt or anger or some kind of a shadowy emotion, if you will. And so when you kind of unite both the higher self and the shadow, then you're able to really manifest incredibly because you are in alignment. So because we live in the dual world, this is like a battleground between the divine and the dark forces, if you will. And you're given both sides because it requires both sides to navigate through this journey. This third dimensional physical world of Earth is kind of tricky. And so the Devil has a part to play. And so it is up to you to explore the higher self, the angelic self, and the shadowy self, the dark self, the demon self, if you will. Because when you combine those two, you are in complete alignment, and therefore, things become much easier. And so when you get the Devil as advice, definitely you want to make sure you don't suppress any emotions, because it's uncomfortable to show your shadow. It's uncomfortable to show your shadow because you feel vulnerable, because people, don't generally love the shadow. They generally like, oh, well, if that's how you feel, I'm never going to speak to you again. But it is important to express the shadow emotions in a way that can help you, because, when you don't express emotion, you block energy, you suppress energy, you suppress the movement, and so you start to create problems. You also, with the Devil as advice, want to be aware of temptations that may be around you and how they affect you. You want to, maybe you're spending too much time on your phone. Maybe you are spending too much money shopping. Maybe you are, not being active enough and you maybe sit on the couch all day. There's so many different temptations that apply to different people. Some people love gambling, others love drinking. There are people who are addicted to sex. There are, a plethora of different obsessions and addictions that are there to waste your time, that are there to deplete you of energy, because you only feed that. You feed the darkness, you feed the shadow instead of feeding the light. And so the best way to avoid temptation is not to feed the darkness. Starve it out. Starve out the darkness. Don't feed into what you know is not going to bring you ultimate happiness, because when it comes to your soul, it does like discipline. The soul likes the discipline. The soul likes, strategy and knowing that it's being taken care of, rather than ignored because you're watching movies all day and eating potato chips or something. I'm just using like a silly example, if you will. You definitely want to focus on what it is that moves you. You definitely want to focus on your passions, on what inspires you, because by doing that, you feed your soul and it becomes stronger. And the stronger your soul becomes, the easier it is to starve out the darkness. Remember, you don't have to change your habits. You can create like change in micro habits. If you change a little bit, by little, it will get you moving towards the light. Everything that is done gradually, generally, is meant for long term and therefore guarantees success. Now, in the clarifying position, you have the Knight of Swords, which definitely is the advice here is to slow down, to be able to kind of maybe pull back, to be able to reflect, to be able to see things that you may be missing. You don't want to overthink things as well, because sometimes when your mind races and you're trying to accomplish too much too fast, that means you're trying to play God. The idea of a human being is to be. That's why it's a human being rather than a human doing. Human beings have to stop and have to be in a moment of stillness at least once per day in order to have the smallest, the tiniest connection with the soul and the spirit, and communicate sort of back and forth. And that grounds you, that reminds you of what truly is important, because otherwise you're like a kid in a candy shop. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do I want to go over there. Like, I just want to try everything immediately. I want to see everything, do everything right now. And so it's important to remember that when you give yourself a moment to pause, when you stare at a candle, when you center yourself, when you take walks in nature to connect with something bigger than yourself, it brings a lot of positive results, and your connections in your circumstances gradually become better as you do better. Now, in the first part of 2024, we have the moon clarified by the Ten of Swords. Definitely not the most pleasant combination, but it does look like something that has been bothering you is coming to an end, because you're putting a stop to it, because you've definitely realized that you've, had all you can take. And so the moon is all about your emotions on the inside. And so, a moment of reflection is so powerful that it is more powerful than like reading half a book and learning something new theoretically, because a moment of reflection allows you to learn from your own experience. First you actually go through it, then later when you reflect upon it, you see things you didn't notice before, but you also really learn on a soul level that this is how you would do it next time, or that is what you would avoid doing next time, or what have you. But the moon definitely tells you to pay attention to how you feel. It is a very, very strong message that you will be receiving in the first part of 2024, because again, the moon is a major arcana card, so it is significant. It is something in your personal life or professional life, or in your hobby life, but there is something that needs changing. There is something that you've had enough of, and even though you still have lingering self-doubt, you are letting go of it. There's a new beginning coming in. But intuition is sending you messages that the situation that you want out of your life is basically going to be completely gone by the middle of the year. And we see that the divine here celebrates your bravery and strength and confidence, because you have the Six of Wands clarified by the Six of Pentacles, which is clearly triumph and victory. And this victory will not just make your life better, but it will also make the life better of people in your circle, people that are around you, people that talk to you every day, people that see you every day. They will also benefit from this victory. And so overall, this is going to give you a way to move forward, but at a higher level. There, however, seems to be some responsibility that is attached to this victory. It's like, yes, you will be successful, but it comes with responsibilities. So there's some sort of responsibility that you will feel towards particular people or a circumstance. But you are responsible to begin with, so that is going to be handled by you quite well. Let's see what we can clarify with the Mystical Wisdom card that I pulled, and we have resilience, rise above tribulations. So definitely make sure you are an eagle and you are sitting high on your perch, and you don't come close to low vibrational circumstances or to low vibrational connections. Protect your energy. Make sure to keep it vibrating high, because when you vibrate high for a long period of time, like a week or a month or a couple of months, if you're able to sustain that, your spirit is going to be freaking, just doing cartwheels or something, because it's going to be so happy. Remember that the exterior, what's happening around you, conversations you hear, things you see, should not affect how you feel on the inside. So it's very important that you build that spiritual shield, as they say, in order to deflect low vibrational energy when it comes at you. Because if your shield is strong, then it will deflect and you will preserve your status of the energy that you have. Again, that is the power of your thoughts. Every time you think, you create a universe. Every time you think, you cast a magic spell. Your thoughts are the most powerful spells, and so it's important to realize that when you change your thought pattern, new neural pathways kind of appear, and you start building the life that you have always dreamed of. Don't ask how, because that offends the divine. the how is not for you to know. For you, it's important to set the intention. So it's important for you to be aware of that. And so, be resilient, rise above low vibrational people. You already know who's low vibrational in your life. As God is my witness, I know you know who is low vibrational in your life. So you should put in place different scenarios for yourself in order to preserve your energy. Maybe keep the conversation short. Maybe try to switch up your routine so you don't see that person on whatever day. And so the distance will create that gradual change. Let's see what we can clarify with an energy oracle card that I pulled. And we have Door to Romance. Love comes in many different ways. So that is important to remember. But love is entering your life in a new way. It could be through another person, it could be through an animal, it could be through an activity that you do, but there is some kind of really positive vibration, Capricorn, that's coming towards you, that is definitely of a love frequency. So this is really great for 2024, because this will give you support, especially when it comes to your emotional realm. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I hope to see you soon.